what you have when you go for redevelopment, when redevelopment is proposed, is an extremely faulty transaction. It is a transaction which is full of gaps. Now often what happens is we focus too much on details. If you go for any AGM or SGM and we are discussing redevelopment, how much area is he giving? 23% or 24%? How much corpus is he giving? Is he giving corpus directly to flat owners or is he giving to society? Is it 50-50? When the corpus will come to us, these are the nuts and bolts that people will get into. Think about it like a magician. A magician shows you a big silk scarf. He waves it like this. He shows it to everybody. This is a silk scarf. Then he shows his hands. My hands are empty. Then he takes it and he tucks it in like this. Now, and then he does this. And then you are like, okay, the scarf is gone, vanished. And in the meanwhile, there are all lights. There are lights everywhere. Flashing lights, lots of distraction. It was a big red scarf. What you didn't realize is he had a false thumb hidden in there. He tucked it in like this. The thumb is where the whole thing is hidden. You must have seen it on internet. Redevelopment is like this. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. There's a lot of LOI का importance क्या होता है, DA का importance क्या होता है, अरे हमको alternate accommodation कब मिलेगा. There's a lot of this. Now what they do behind all this, this is the smoke screen. What they do behind all this is they hijack your consent. Your consent is hijacked. And it is hijacked, I'm sorry to say, with the full knowledge of the judiciary and all the powers that be. Judiciary is complicit in this because there is one myth, and that myth has been bought into by the entire judiciary, I'm sorry to say. It is, I'm not saying it's rare, it is impossible that a judge will break ranks. What is that myth? The myth is, who is the owner of your flat? You are not the owner of your flat. You are not the owner of your flat. Cooperative society is the owner of the whole building. You are a member of that building. Therefore, you are now bound by what the cooperative society does. Now, what the cooperative society does, is there good governance in cooperative society? I understand that petition group is all about good governance. Is there any kind of governance in a cooperative society? Sorry to say, no. No. In any case, there is not enough governance to regulate a major activity, a project, which involves bringing down that entire structure, entire building, dishousing everybody, reconstructing the whole building. In the meanwhile, you have to monitor what the builder is doing. Builder is receiving funds. There is the sale component. He is the guy receiving funds, but your society is supposedly the co-promoter. But none of the money comes to your co-promoter. But then they say, no, TDR तुम्हारा society पे loaded है. They make it sound as if, he's invested money in your, TDR तुम्हारा society में loaded है. It is not any kind of, it is as if you can sell the TDR and get something for it. You cannot. There is nothing there. So they show all these things. Your basic security is compromised. Your security is compromised. And the transaction is a barter transaction. When you are going for redevelopment, people get into a different mindset. Their mindset is, I am a beneficiary, my Baap Sarkar is coming. Some big builder is coming. Thank God, he has come to rescue us. Otherwise our building will fall on our heads and we will all die. So there is a whole mythology there, and that mythology is created and upheld by your managing committee. So, where I come in, let's understand what I can advise you about, what I can help you with, and what I can't. Okay? If you say, how do I take control back into my own hands? I will say, I will assist you. I can assist you. If you say builder is like a runaway horse, he is going where he wants, I have no voice, I have no control, I will assist you. I can assist you. If you say managing committee is running this kind of, it is a thuggery, it is like a conspiracy, I am being silenced, I have no voice. Okay? And majorityism, I am feeling surrounded, my neighbors have turned into my enemies. And जो builder है ना वो सब society का दामाद बन गया है. And everybody is now with him. And if I ask a question to him, then I become the enemy. I will assist you. I can assist you in very practical terms. So what am I good for? I'm good for, I'm useful for, I'm usable for increasing your power, leveraging the power that you have as an individual. You have to take up a fight. I can assist you in the fight. That is the part where I come in. Now, for that fight, what knowledge do you need? For that fight, for the purpose of that fight, what knowledge do you need? Do you need to know whether something is coming under 33(7) of development rules? No. That's not what you need to know. You need to know some other things. That's what I help you with. I want to give you a basic understanding first of how I am seeing redevelopment from where I stand. People call me roughly once every 2 or 3 days. I get a call from someone who is a victim of redevelopment. Some of the times it is hopeless, it is heartbreaking because they have become refugees of redevelopment. Building has gone into redevelopment, 10 years pass, 15 years pass, there is no hope, builder has run away. Builder has given some kind of paper to somebody else, power of attorney de diya to another builder. How can you do that? How can you give power of attorney to another builder? Or how can you give NOC to another builder? You are contractually tied to us. No, वो बेच के भाग गया है. He is gone. He is not available. So I get these very heartbreaking kind of calls from people from which I understand how and when and where things went off the track. So we can do post-mortem. But post-mortem does not bring the victim back to life. Post-mortem is post-mortem. The victim is dead. Their property is gone. Maybe they will get back their property if and when the construction happens. Lot of luck. Lot of terms and conditions. New guy says, you have to give me 10 lakhs. Then I will construct. Still he may not construct. He is not accountable. So there are all these kinds of things. How not to become a victim of redevelopment, how not to get into that bad position. See, when you see things going off the rails, suppose you engage a drunken driver as a driver. My dad used to have night shifts when he was in Times of India, and he used to come home at 2 and 3 a.m. We were living in Ahmedabad. And dad used to say there is this one driver called Guman Singh, Nepali chap. गाड़ी ठोक देता था, कभी इधर ठोकता था, कभी उधर ठोकता था. I was always in terror that one day he is going to, a lot of our journalists are going to die in a crash. Some people used to be very badly hurt, but I don't know what it was. That man was never sacked, he was never fired. Sometimes the reality stares us in the face. We see the builder. Some Alu Chalu Patel builder comes along. Okay, it need not be a Patel. I mean, I'm using a Guju name just like that. I'm half a Guju anyway. Gaurang Bhai is a Guju, so no hatred for Gujus. A Patel builder or a Sawant builder or somebody just comes along, okay, and your society acts as if, oh God, somebody at last has come, or I know Sawant, I know Patel, I know Karsan Bhai Patel, and he is my friend and he is my mera banevi ka dost hai, and that kind of nonsense. And straight away the whole society is seen approving, seen saying, yes, we will go with this guy. That mass hypnosis needs to be broken. That mass hypnosis can be broken. People are helpless when that mass hypnosis happens. And that mass hypnosis is assisted by people who talk in terms of, अरे ये 33/7 में जाएगा, ये उसमें जाएगा, whether it will go to SRA, whether it will go to BMC, whether it's going to, you are getting IOD, CC, you know, all these terms, IOD, CC, blah, 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 LOI, DA, alternate accommodation, PA, AAA, all these things. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors here. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Now what happens? You are hypnotized. You are hypnotized. You will see somebody waving the scarf. You will see him. You know what the magic is happening. You can see the magic happening. You can understand what he is doing. If you try to speak out, the managing committee will say, shh, 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 baad mein. Don't talk now. Don't talk. If you insist on talking, you are a villain. You become the villain. And within one meeting or two meetings, your society members are your enemies. Your neighbors are your enemies. अरे भाई तुम चुप हो जाओ, तुम मत बोलो, तुम मत बैठो, तुम पनौती है, तुम बैठो, तुम चुप, तुम भी चुप. This happens. So your mouth is shut. Then what happens is majorityism. Acha, who is in favor of this thing? Everybody's hands up. Who is not in favor? You डरते डरते आप अकेले हाथ ऊपर करोगे. Thereby you have isolated yourself. Thereby you have isolated yourself. Then you feel forced to say these things. अरे I'm in favor of redevelopment. I'm in favor of redevelopment. लेकिन प्रोसेस सही होना चाहिए. प्रोसेस सही होना चाहिए. Unfortunately, the judiciary has taken the stance that your 79A guidelines, which you worship like a god, which you worship like a Bible or a Bhagavad Gita, that 79A is toilet paper. It is worthless. Everybody thinks 79A को follow करेंगे. I'm sorry, I don't know if it was a conspiracy right from the beginning, but it's a guideline. And if you say 79A was not followed and we will go to court and we will go here, we will go there, it's a guideline. They will, in the end, they will dance around for 1 year, 2 years. Your lawyer will say this was not followed, that was not followed. The judge will say it is a cooperative society, is an autonomous body. They are free to take arbitrary, he will not use the words arbitrary decision, but what he basically says is it is not binding. It is not binding. On the other side, what are you getting into? What is the relationship? You think you are getting into a relationship of builder is now contractually bound to provide us the house. And sort of we are like customer. We have a customer and he's our service provider or goods provider and we are his customer. We think that is our relationship. That is not the relationship. Our society collectively becomes the co-promoter. RERA is not protecting you. RERA will never protect you. RERA Act is not written for you. Most people don't know this. When they are entering into redevelopment, they don't know this. On the other hand, there is every possibility that RERA will put a burden on you. Because if you are builder with whom your society signed the DA against your wishes maybe. They signed the development agreement. The development agreement can become a noose around your neck. Phansi ka fanda. Why? Very simple. When you sign the development agreement, what are you saying? What is the actual nature of the transaction? The nature of the transaction is, Arey bhai, your society and the builder came together on an equal footing. And your society said, Sahib, we have got this land. We are occupants of this much land. We are owners and possessors of this much land. And we are giving you development rights. And in exchange for the development rights, you are going to give us. So it is a principal to principal transaction kind of thing. You know, like Tata has a deal with Birla or Tata has a deal with Godrej. That is the way the transaction is supposed to be, and that is how it looks from a judge's point of view. That is how it looks from RERA's point of view. They say, oh, this is the builder, Mr. Patel builder, and here comes this society, and society is owner of the land, and this land is the raw material. It is the critical raw material, development rights. So they are giving the land. Builder is coming with capital. Now builder has capital. He has a bag of money. He doesn't have money. Very often the problem is, this is the most obvious problem which any fool should think, but unfortunately our managing committees don't ask this question. Do you have the money, Mr. Patel? He doesn't have the money. Do you have the expertise? Hearsay. मेरा पटेल कंस्ट्रक्शंस ने ये बिल्डिंग बनाया, वो बिल्डिंग बनाया, मलाड में वो बिल्डिंग है, नवी मुंबई में वो बिल्डिंग है, पनवेल में वो बिल्डिंग है, थाना में वो बिल्डिंग है. If you really investigate, do you investigate? Does your society investigate? I have been part of the redevelopment committee. Do you investigate it? It's a sham. What you do, he will organize a bus. He will take you by bus or he will take you by his car for this field trip. Field trip में भाई 10 लोग आ जाएंगे, तो 10 लोग बैठ गए. He is taking you like a picnic. He is taking you, साहिब देखो इधर पटेल कंस्ट्रक्शंस का पटेल एवेन्यू है, उधर फिर हम साहिब उधर मीरा रोड में जाते हैं, मीरा रोड में और एक जगह, सर आपको सेक्रेटरी से मिलने का है क्या? मिलने का है. 90% पीपल विल से नहीं मिलने का है. देन यू से लेट अस ब्रेक फॉर लंच एंड यू विल सिट डाउन एंड हैव लंच इन सम होटल, sumptuous होटल, सब खाओगे, सुस्त हो जाओगे. देन यू somebody will say, साहिब थाना बहुत दूर पड़ेगा ना. नहीं, आपको जाने का है तो जाएंगे. नहीं, थाने बहुत दूर पड़ता है. तो अभी इधर अंधेरी में देख लिया, मीरा रोड में देख लिया. वी हैव फेथ इन यू सर. आप बिल्डिंग में प्रवेश भी नहीं किए. यू डिड नॉट सेट फुट इन द बिल्डिंग. इधर पटेल कंस्ट्रक्शंस, पटेल एवेन्यू देख लिया आपने, उतना ही देखा आपने. इफ यू इन्वेस्टिगेट फर्दर, यू मे फाइंड इट वॉज नॉट बिल्ट बाय हिम. It was built by his uncle. Now if my uncle is a brain surgeon, am I a brain surgeon? If I have an uncle who is I have an inventor. I have an inventor in my family, a cousin who is an inventor. He's invented the voice box for people who lose their pharynx. Am I an inventor? Can I claim to be an inventor? No. This is what they do. No, वो पटेल कंस्ट्रक्शन से है. वो पटेल होगा. He may be Patel, but it is not the same thing. So what are the basic requirements? Now, what are the basic requirements where our societies fail and which we can try to impose? We can try. And why do I say we can try? Because when you try to impose basic requirements, भाई बिल्डर से ये सब मत पूछो, वो रूट के चला जाएगा. फिर whose responsibility is ये छत देखो ना प्लास्टर गिर रहा है. 102 नंबर में उनका घर में प्लास्टर गिर गया, देखो ना. that guy will also act like घर की नई दुल्हन, मैं चली जाऊंगी, मैं छोड़ के चली जाऊंगी. He is going to do the drama and everybody is in the same drama company. Managing committee have fallen into the same drama company, whether for corrupt reasons or not for corrupt reasons. whatever it is, same drama company, सब लोग उसके side में, your PMC, your society PMC उसके side में. What are the questions you should ask? So I'll tell you what I'm saying about this. In an ideal scenario, these are the filters. These are the filters which should be applied, and I am telling you, in an actual scenario, 95% of the times people find it very difficult to even apply these filters. What is the basic level filter? Somebody has approached you, some builder has approached you, says, I am going to do this redevelopment, just for the sake of discussion, Patel brothers. Now, you need to ask Patel brothers, अच्छा पहले तुम्हारा balance sheet दिखाओ. From the PMC, you have come to know, hopefully you have done the exercise of project management consultant, you come to know that the cost of building a project to exploit the development potential of your land is, let us say, 30 crores, 40 crores, something like that. You come to know that वो 18 माला 20 माला बनाने वाला है. He is going to build X number of square feet. Okay? This much you have come to know. You have done some very quick math. You can easily get the idea that ठीक है ये 20-30 करोड़ का होने वाला है. If it is going to be a 30 crore exercise, does this guy have a balance sheet in which he has got 5 crores on the asset side or not? Does he at least have 5? He should have more, but does he even have 5? Or does he have 1? Or is he actually in minus? We don't ask the question. And if we ask the question, evasion is always there. No sir, वो क्या है, हमारा partners है, हम लेके आएगा, पैसा लेके आएगा. You are sidetracked. अरे वो सब क्या करने का है, तुमको क्या देखने का है, उसको पूछ, तुम क्या जानना चाहते हो? पैसा किधर से आएगा, वो उसका responsibility है. अरे राजा, उसका responsibility है, वो तुमको मार देगा. He is going to kill you to fulfill that responsibility, because what he is going to do is, this is a phenomenon which happens again and again. Estate agents who don't have the capability, who may not have constructed any project, masquerading as builders, will come in, capture your society. Capturing your society is child's play. It is child's play. कोई आवारा गाय को गले में रस्सी बांध के लेके जाते हैं ना. It is that kind of easy. It is childishly easy. साहेब, मेरे नाम पे आप LOI बना दो. That is it. You are already falling into the trap. As simple as an LOI, letter of intent, where your society gets together to say in a most ill thought out manner, हमको मैनेजिंग कमेटी पे पूरा भरोसा है, अभी हमारा जो चेयरमैन है मिस्टर व्हाटएवर साकरकर, अब साकरकर साहब ने बोला ना, आई वी हैव फेथ इन यू साकरकर साहब, तो क्या करने का? साकरकर साहब ने बोल दिया कि पटेल ब्रदर्स आर गुड, हमको 100% फेथ है, ही इज आवर रिडेवलपमेंट बिल्डर, फिनिश्ड. you have an LOI, he gets an LOI in his name. अब वो LOI लेके, not even a DA, not even a development agreement, he will start going around looking to sell this to some other builder. He will go around looking to sell it. देखो एक काम करो, तुम्हारा शाह कंस्ट्रक्शन है, मेरा पटेल, अभी शाह एंड पटेल बोल के एक ये करेंगे, we will start an LLP firm. मेरा 5% दे दो, that's it, then फिर तुम लोग बना लो. So what he is doing is basically human trafficking or capturing the society. 79A is a process of capturing the society with the connivance, with the knowledge of your corporation department. Board भी लगा देगा, he will put a board around your building, he will put a hoarding in front of your building, he will declare it as Patel Towers or Patel Avenue or whatever, some Patel Heights. Brokers will immediately start, IOD आया नहीं है, IOD मिलेगा भी नहीं. Brokers will bring parties to him. He will start collecting. And if he runs away, after DA, God help you. Because after DA, your society is the co-promoter. God helps you. And God does not help you. This is the sad reality of redevelopment that I see every day. Now, if you think that knowing the rules is going to save you, knowing about 33(7) is going to save you, knowing filing RTIs is going to save you, usually the answer is no. Usually the answer is no. It is not going to happen.